Joe Rogan has just exposed something about ancient Egypt. We have learned some things about ancient Egypt which we thought were creepy, but Joe Rogan has just explained them better, saying they were a normal phenomenon in ancient Egypt.
At one point in time, there was an incredibly sophisticated society that lived on Earth.
In fact, some of these creepy events were festivities and celebratory moments for the ancient Egyptians. What creepy things happened in ancient Egypt, and how did Joe Rogan discover that they're normal events? Join us as we explore creepy things that were normal in ancient Egypt. Cannibalism. The subject of cannibalism in ancient Egyptian society has long intrigued Joe Rogan along with historians and archaeologists, yet it remains shrouded in uncertainty and conjecture. While some historical accounts hint at cannibalistic practices, it is challenging to ascertain whether these instances were isolated occurrences or part of a broader cultural phenomenon. Although cannibalism is undeniably repugnant and repulsive to contemporary sensibilities, a careful examination of the available evidence and cultural context is necessary to gain insights into the realities of ancient Egyptian civilization. Certain texts from the period, such as the pyramid text, contain passages that seemingly reference cannibalism. Notably, the cannibal hymn discovered in Pharaoh Unas' tomb depicts the king consuming the body parts of deities to assimilate their divine powers. However, the prevailing consensus among scholars is that these texts should be interpreted metaphorically, symbolizing the aspiration for divine power and everlasting life, rather than literal descriptions of cannibalistic acts. And there exists limited archaeological evidence that may suggest instances of cannibalism in ancient Egypt, and this happened because, according to Joe Rogan,
very likely that the entire world experienced a cataclysmic disaster around 11,800, 12,000 years ago, somewhere in that range, and it knocked us back into the Stone Age.
Still, human remains bearing marks of butchering or defleshing at select sites have been unearthed, potentially indicating cannibalistic activities. Nevertheless, the evidence is inconclusive, and it remains challenging to ascertain whether these discoveries represent isolated events, ritualistic practices, or the consequences of extreme circumstances like famine or other dire conditions. Further research and analysis are necessary to illuminate this enigmatic aspect of ancient Egyptian culture. The revered role of dwarfs in ancient Egypt. In ancient Egyptian society, dwarfs occupied a unique and esteemed position, reflecting this ancient civilization's intricate social and cultural dynamics. Unlike many modern societies that view dwarfism as a disability, ancient Egypt held dwarfs in high regard, granting them special privileges and respect. By exploring their roles and representation in ancient Egyptian art, texts, and everyday life, we can gain valuable insights into the values and beliefs that shaped this captivating culture. Dwarfs were often employed in significant positions within the royal courts and households of the pharaohs. Among other roles, they showcased their talents as artisans, jewelers, dancers, and entertainers, earning admiration for their skills. One renowned figure, Seneb, held the prestigious title of Chief of the Dwarf under Pharaoh Khufu, and a beautifully crafted statue portrays him alongside his wife and children. Artistic depictions of dwarfs in ancient Egyptian tomb paintings, statues, and other artworks showcase their involvement in various activities, such as religious rituals, craftsmanship, and entertainment. These portrayals demonstrate that dwarfs were valued as integral members of society and treated with respect and admiration. The elevated status of dwarfs in ancient Egyptian society can also be attributed to their symbolic connection with certain gods and divine qualities. Dwarfs were believed to be protected by the gods Bes and Ptah, were depicted with dwarf-like features. Bes, a popular deity associated with protection, childbirth, and the home, further elevated the significance and reverence attributed to dwarfs. Ancient Egyptian dentistry and dental health. Dentistry was crucial in ancient Egyptian society, showcasing their advanced knowledge of dental care and oral hygiene for their time. Though modern dental practices have evolved, exploring dental health in ancient Egypt provides captivating insights into their daily lives, diet, and medical techniques. Dental problems in ancient Egypt were primarily caused by a diet rich in carbohydrates, like bread and beer, and grit and sand in food. These factors resulted in high tooth decay, gum disease, and tooth wear among the population. To address these issues, ancient Egyptian dental practitioners employed various techniques and tools to relieve pain and treat dental conditions. Historical texts like the Ebers Papyrus and the Edwin Smith Papyrus, comprehensive medical texts from ancient Egypt, document different dental treatments and remedies. These include using honey and natural herbs for their antimicrobial properties, tooth extraction, and treatment of dental abscesses. Archaeological findings such as bronze forceps and bone or ivory toothpicks further support dental care practices in ancient Egypt. And in addition to treatments, the ancient Egyptians practiced preventative measures to maintain oral health. They commonly used chew sticks frayed at one side to serve as makeshift toothbrushes. They also applied natron, a naturally occurring mineral salt, as a tooth-cleaning powder as an early form of toothpaste. The ancient Egyptian execration rituals. In the depths of ancient Egypt, the potent force of curses and their role in daily life held a profound significance. Execration rituals, a prevalent practice, revolved around cursing and symbolically obliterating one's adversaries. This age-old tradition aimed to ward off evil, safeguard the living from harm, and safeguard the delicate balance of the cosmos. Though the notion of curses may cast a dark shadow in modern minds, unraveling the purpose and essence of these rituals illuminates the cultural and religious tapestry that adorned ancient Egyptian society. Execration rituals were woven intricately into the fabric of ancient Egyptian magic, serving many purposes. They could be harnessed to shield individuals or entire communities from malevolent forces, weaken or vanquish enemies during conflict, or reinforce social order by punishing wrongdoers. Priests, magicians, and even ordinary individuals partook in these rituals, testifying to the all-pervasive belief in the power of curses that permeated every stratum of society. The process of execration unfolded through the creation of physical embodiments of the intended targets. These manifestations were clay or wax figurines, inscribed pottery shards, or carefully crafted papyrus scrolls. Names or likenesses of enemies or malevolent forces were inscribed upon these objects, often accompanied by mystical spells or incantations. Through various ritualistic acts of destruction, such as smashing, stabbing, burning, or burying these objects, the symbolic annihilation of adversaries and the nullification of their pernicious intent were brought to life. The pharaoh's marriage to their siblings. In ancient Egypt, the pharaoh's unions with their siblings cast a perplexing light on the social landscape, evoking unease in the modern observer. However, these unions were not mere products of whim or taboo, but integral threads intricately woven into the fabric of ancient Egyptian society. To grasp the rationale behind these marriages, we must venture into the depths of cultural and ideological underpinnings that shaped the beliefs of the time. Pharaohs, revered as the sovereigns of ancient Egypt, were perceived as divine beings, direct descendants of the gods. They embodied the earthly manifestation of celestial power, entrusted with the sacred duty of upholding Ma'at, the harmonious order of the universe. Through marrying their siblings who shared this divine origin, pharaohs sought to safeguard the sanctity of their lineage and ensure the transmission of their celestial heritage to future generations. And in addition to their religious significance, sibling marriages among the pharaohs served political purposes of great importance. These unions fortified alliances, mitigated potential power struggles, and ensured the continuous lineage of the royal family. By espousing members of their kin, pharaohs cultivated a sense of unwavering loyalty within the realm, curbing the perils of betrayal and insurrection. Thus, these marriages played a pivotal role in maintaining a stable, centralized power structure, perpetuating the reign of the pharaohs. And deeply ingrained cultural norms and beliefs further bolstered the acceptance of incestuous unions in ancient Egypt. Sacred myths and religious texts at the time showcased divine sibling pairs, including the revered figures of Isis and Osiris, central to the Egyptian pantheon. By emulating these divine relationships, the pharaohs sought not only to solidify their godlike status, but also to validate their sovereign rule, drawing upon the mythic precedents woven into the very fabric of their society. Decoding dreams and supernatural omens. Joe Rogan spoke about the fascinating world of dream interpretation and supernatural omens in ancient Egypt. These practices reveal the deep spiritual beliefs of the people in their quest to comprehend the mysteries of the universe. While we may perceive them as mystical or peculiar today, they held immense significance in the daily lives of the ancient Egyptians, shaping their choices and actions in profound ways. To the ancient Egyptians, dreams were a channel of divine communication, bridging the gap between gods and humans. They were seen as messages conveying insights, prophecies, or warnings about the future. As a result, the interpretation of dreams became a sought-after skill cherished by individuals from all walks of life, pharaohs, priests, and commoners alike. Expert dream interpreters would analyze these symbols and imagery within dreams, providing guidance and counsel based on their interpretations. Ancient Egyptian texts like the Chestabiti Papyrus treasure records of dreams and their interpretations, granting us invaluable glimpses into the beliefs and concerns of society. These texts reveal the vast array of topics dreams are believed to address, encompassing health, relationships, politics, and religious matters. They highlight how dreams were regarded as portals to hidden wisdom, offering insights into the individual and the collective. And beyond dreams, the ancient Egyptians assigned great significance to supernatural omens and signs. Celestial movements, unusual weather phenomena, or peculiar animal behaviors were all indications of divine will or impending events. Priests and those versed in ancient knowledge meticulously observed and interpreted these omens, influencing decisions in agriculture, warfare, and religious rituals. The alignment of the celestial realm with the earthly realm was believed to hold profound meaning. So dream interpretation and deciphering supernatural omens was not mere superstitions for the ancient Egyptians. They were profound practices rooted in their spiritual beliefs and a quest for understanding. Ancient Egyptian magic and protective amulets. Magic was an essential part of life in ancient Egypt, touching every aspect of their existence, from medicine and religion to personal relationships and even politics. The people firmly believed in the power of magic to safeguard, heal, and bring positive change into their lives. And at the heart of this belief system were amulets, small objects believed to hold magical energy and to influence both of the physical and spiritual realms. Amulets were tiny treasures crafted with care from materials like stone, clay, metal, or glass. They took many shapes and forms, often depicting gods, goddesses, animals, or symbols, each believed to possess unique protective or empowering properties. For instance, the Eye of Horus amulet was thought to offer protection and healing, while the Djed pillar symbolizes strength and endurance. People from all walks of life in ancient Egypt would wear or carry these amulets to attract good luck, ward off negativity, or address specific concerns like health problems or protection during childbirth. They are also placed within mummy wrappings or included in burial sites to guide and safeguard the deceased in the afterlife. Creating these amulets was no ordinary task. Skilled artisans with deep knowledge of materials, artistic techniques, and religious symbolism crafted them precisely. The process was considered magical, with artisans reciting prayers or spells as they made the amulets, infusing them with the desired powers. Ancient Egyptian funerary texts and the journey to the afterlife. In ancient Egyptian culture, the afterlife held great significance, and preparing for this journey was crucial to their beliefs. Funerary texts played a vital role in these preparations, serving as guides and safeguards for the deceased as they embarked on their voyage through the complex realm beyond death. While the idea of detailed instructions for the afterlife may seem strange today, these texts offer valuable glimpses into the beliefs and concerns of the ancient Egyptians. Various funerary texts such as the pyramid texts, coffin texts, and the Book of the Dead were used throughout ancient Egypt's history. These texts contained a collection of spells, prayers, and rituals aimed at helping the deceased overcome the challenges they would encounter in the afterlife. They addressed tasks like facing judgment before the god Osiris, where the heart of the departed would be weighed against the feather of truth, or navigating the treacherous underworld. The spells within these texts were incredibly specific, addressing individual concerns and potential dangers. They ensured food and water provisions for the deceased, protected them from malevolent spirits, and even allowed them to transform into different beings to aid their journey. The texts also guided the proper behavior and actions the departed should perform to earn the gods' favor and secure a place in eternal paradise. For the ancient Egyptians, these funerary texts were not mere writings but profound maps guiding their loved ones to a blissful afterlife. They were treasured instructions offering comfort and reassurance during uncertainty, bridging the gap between the mortal realm and the divine realm beyond. Honoring ancestors in ancient Egypt's cult of the dead. In ancient Egypt, the veneration of ancestors and the worship of the deceased held a great significance, highlighting the strong bonds between the living and the departed. Known as the cult of the dead, it revolved around the belief that the spirits of family members needed nourishment, care, and acknowledgement to ensure their well-being in the afterlife. This belief was expressed through elaborate rituals, offerings, and commemorations that maintained a harmonious relationship between the realms of the living and the dead. Ancient Egyptians believed that the departed continued to exist in a parallel realm known as the Beautiful West or the Field of Reeds, resembling the world of the living. The living performed various rituals to secure a comfortable afterlife for their loved ones. They presented food, drink, and material offerings at the tomb, recited prayers and spells, and participated in annual festivals honoring and celebrating the deceased. Tombs and mortuary temples played a crucial role in the cult of the dead, acting as a physical connection between the living and the departed. These structures were not just resting places for the physical body, but also served as places where the living could communicate with and pay respect to their ancestors. Adorned with intricate decorations depicting daily life, religious symbolism, and afterlife scenes, these tombs linked the departed to the world they had left behind. For the ancient Egyptians, honoring ancestors was an essential duty, ensuring the continued well-being of their departed loved ones. By maintaining this sacred connection, they fostered a sense of unity and continuity between generations, acknowledging their ancestors' enduring impact and significance in their lives. The mystery of human sacrifice in ancient Egypt. The practice of human sacrifice in ancient Egypt remains a subject of intense debate and speculation. While there are indications that some form of human sacrifice may have occurred, the true nature and extent of this practice are still shrouded in uncertainty. To gain a deeper understanding of this complex topic, it is crucial to carefully examine the available evidence, consider the historical context, and delve into the broader cultural beliefs of ancient Egyptian society. In the early dynastic period, archaeological findings uncovered subsidiary graves known as retainer burials within the funerary complexes of early pharaohs like Aha, Jer, and Den. These burials contain the remains of individuals seemingly interred at the same time as the pharaoh. This discovery has sparked speculation about human sacrifice, suggesting that these individuals were ritually sacrificed to accompany and serve the ruler in the afterlife. However, alternative explanations have been proposed, including the possibility that these individuals willingly chose to join the pharaoh in death, or that their deaths were due to natural causes. Textual evidence from later periods of Egyptian history, such as the Middle and New Kingdoms, does not strongly support the idea of widespread human sacrifice. While certain religious texts and myths mention sacrificial rituals or acts, most scholars interpret these references symbolically or metaphorically rather than as literal accounts of real events. The nature of human sacrifice in ancient Egypt remains an enigma with conflicting evidence and interpretations. The Nile River, the lifeblood of ancient Egyptian civilization. The Nile River stood as the indispensable life force behind the flourishing ancient Egyptian civilization, profoundly influencing their culture, economy, and daily existence. Its invaluable contributions cannot be overstated, as it furnished vital resources and shaped the very fabric of life in Egypt. Through a comprehensive exploration of the Nile's multifaceted impact, we can deeply appreciate its paramount significance and comprehend its indispensable role in the genesis and sustenance of ancient Egyptian society. Foremost among the Nile's contributions was its annual flooding, which engendered fertile lands conducive to cultivating an array of crops including wheat, barley, and flax. This agricultural prowess formed the bedrock of the Egyptian economy, and the predictable flood cycles empowered farmers to develop advanced techniques, fostering a thriving and stable civilization. Moreover, the Nile served as the principal thoroughfare of ancient Egypt, facilitating the seamless movement of goods and people along its meandering course. The river interconnected various settlements and cities, fostering vibrant trade networks, facilitating communication, and fostering a rich tapestry of cultural exchange. Whether transporting raw materials like stone and wood or conveying finished products such as food, textiles, and pottery, boats constructed from papyrus or wooden planks played a vital role in propelling economic and social activities. And in the realm of spirituality and religion, the Nile occupied a revered position in the hearts of the ancient Egyptians, regarded as a divine bestowal particularly associated with the god Hapi and its annual inundation. The river was perceived as a tangible manifestation of the god's benevolence. Countless rituals, festivals, and ceremonies centered around the Nile and its life-giving floods, paying homage to its divine essence and celebrating the abundance it bestowed upon the land. Mummification and the art of preserving the dead. In ancient Egypt, the practice of mummification held profound significance, serving as a sacred gateway to the afterlife. Though it may appear eerie in our contemporary world, this meticulous and time-honored process was deeply interwoven with the ancient Egyptians' religious beliefs and cultural traditions. Embarking on a journey that could span up to 70 days, skilled embalmers, often esteemed priests or members of the elite class, undertook the intricate art of preservation. The process commenced with a ritualistic cleansing, purifying the departed soul's body. Delicately, the brain was extracted through the nostrils, employing specialized hooks. At the same time, the internal organs, such as the liver, lungs, stomach, and intestines, were gently removed through a precise incision on the left side of the abdomen. These vital organs were then meticulously preserved, encased within canopic jars or swathed in linen, and reverently placed back into the body's hollow cavity. The body was then subjected to a transformative encounter with natron to preserve the physical vessel, a naturally occurring salt. Enveloped in this sacred substance for approximately 40 days, the corpse underwent a process of dehydration, expunging all traces of moisture and averting decay. Subsequently, the mortal remains were diligently cleansed and anointed with resin or oils, imbuing the skin with protection. The final stage was the meticulous wrapping of the body with countless linen bandages. Each bandage was artfully applied, often interspersed with talismans and amulets, bestowing blessings for the afterlife. The entire ensemble was then secured with a seal of resin or gum, ensuring the body remained intact on its arduous voyage into eternity. Servants buried alive with their masters. One of the most chilling practices in ancient Egypt was the custom of burying servants alive with their masters. This disturbing ritual, known as retainer sacrifice or burial, aimed to ensure that the deceased had a well-provided afterlife. While taking one's servants into the afterlife might seem horrifying to modern sensibilities, it is essential to appreciate the context and beliefs surrounding this practice. Retainer sacrifices were most common during Egypt's early dynastic period around 3100 to 2686 BCE and gradually diminished as the society evolved. They were more frequently observed in the burials of pharaohs, nobles, and other high-ranking individuals. The practice was rooted in the belief that a person's afterlife mirrored their earthly existence. Thus, to guarantee a comfortable afterlife for the deceased, their loyal servants and, at times, their favorite pets were sacrificed to accompany them on their journey. Grave sites from this period have revealed the presence of multiple human skeletons, indicating that retainer sacrifices were widespread. These sacrificed servants were typically killed through poisoning or other methods that minimized visible injury to their bodies, as preserving the physical form was important for the afterlife. However, ancient Egyptians began to change their perception of retainer sacrifices as time passed. The custom started to be replaced by the inclusion of small statues called shabtis or ushabtis in the tombs. These figurines, carved from materials such as stone, wood, or faience, were designed to act as magical substitutes for the deceased servants. They were inscribed with spells that would bring them to life in the afterlife to perform tasks and labor for the deceased. Sacred animal cults and ritual sacrifices. In the mystical realm of ancient Egypt, a deep reverence for the animal kingdom permeated every aspect of life. The Egyptians held animals in high esteem, recognizing their sacred qualities and profound divine connection. Within the sprawling tapestry of this extraordinary civilization, sacred animal cults flourished. nurturing a profound bond between humans and the creatures they worshipped. While some aspects of these practices may unsettle contemporary minds, delving into the cultural and religious significance reveals a fascinating glimpse into the beliefs of ancient Egypt. Temples dedicated to specific deities became these sanctuaries where the animal cults thrived. Worshippers flocked to these hallowed grounds, bearing offerings and partaking in rituals to honor the creatures that embodied the attributes of the gods and goddesses. Majestic lions and formidable crocodiles commanded veneration alongside smaller, more familiar beings like cats and birds. Each held a divine connection, believed to be the living manifestations or symbols of the deities they represented. For instance, the city of Memphis reverently worshipped the Apis bull linked to the god Ptah, while the crocodile Sobek commanded devotion in the aptly named city of Crocodilopolis. And within these sacred animal cults, ritual sacrifices held a significant place. Animals were meticulously selected and raised, their destiny predetermined as offerings to the gods. These sacrifices were believed to appease the divine, safeguard the people, and usher in abundance. Adorned with precious jewelry and treated with utmost reverence, the animals underwent rituals of purification before the moment of sacrifice arrived. Once the sacrificial act was complete, the creatures' bodies were lovingly mummified and laid to rest in sacred necropolises. In these hallowed grounds, archaeological discoveries have unveiled vast numbers of mummified animals, a testament to the grand scale and profound importance of these rites in ancient Egyptian society. The weird blend of medicine and magic, human body parts in ancient Egyptian healing. A fascinating interplay between science, magic, and religious beliefs unfolded in the enigmatic realm of ancient Egyptian medicine. The healers and physicians of this era were regarded as bearers of profound knowledge and skill, and their treatments were a tapestry of intricate rituals and the use of diverse medicinal ingredients. Among these ingredients lay a practice that may strike modern sensibilities as macabre or unsettling: the utilization of human body parts. Yet to truly grasp the essence of ancient Egyptian medicine, one must delve into the reasons behind these practices and unravel the cultural tapestry in which they were woven. Within the corridors of ancient Egyptian medical wisdom, a steadfast belief thrived: the human body held profound healing properties. The use of body parts in medicine finds its origins in the concept of sympathetic magic, a belief entrenched in the customs of numerous ancient civilizations. It was firmly held that body parts from departed individuals, particularly those who possessed special attributes or abilities in their earthly existence, could transfer those qualities to the living when employed as medicinal remedies. A myriad of human tissues, bones, and fluids found their way into a vast array of treatments. Skull fragments or bone powder, revered for their supposed affinity with the head, were sought after to address ailments pertaining to this vital realm. Human fat, rich in medicinal potential, was incorporated into balms and ointments designed to heal wounds or alleviate skin conditions. Even mummies, regarded as reservoirs of potent healing energy, were transformed into powders and employed as a potent ingredient to combat an array of afflictions. While the usage of human body parts in medicine may elicit a shudder today, it's crucial to comprehend that the ancient Egyptians embraced these practices with genuine conviction in their efficacy. At that time, their understanding of human anatomy and diseases was limited, and they sought remedies employing the tools and knowledge at their disposal. Their medical practices merged seamlessly with their deeply ingrained spiritual beliefs, culminating in a unique and intriguing chapter in the annals of ancient medicine.